Ladies, this is the last new term or new concept that we're going to learn today, looking at angles in standard position. So we know that this position is 0 degrees. Oops. And what I'd like for you to do right now is to draw a 30-degree angle in standard position. Pause the screencast again and also draw two more angles. If you will draw a 120-degree angle in standard position on the same coordinate plane or a different one, it does not matter to me, and then draw a 270-degree angle in standard position on the same or different coordinate plane. So pause and do that real fast. All right, what I'd like for you to do now is to list the quadrant that the terminal side of each angle lies in. For example, 30 degrees, its terminal side lies in quadrant 1. So you would list quadrant 1 here. Would you please do the same for the quadrant of 120 degrees and 270 degrees? So 120 degrees, the terminal side lies in the second quadrant. And for 270 degrees, you'll notice that the terminal side lies directly on an axis. And to be specific, it lies on the negative y-axis. So 270 degrees does not lie in quadrant 3. It does not lie in quadrant 4. So it is in no quadrant. So if I were to ask you to name the quadrants of angles, when you come to an angle whose terminal side lies directly on an axis, you would name the axis rather than a quadrant. In this case, 270 degrees lies on the negative y-axis. Draw a new x and y axis, and let's look at 0 degrees, 90 degrees, 180 degrees, 270, and 360. What quadrant does 0 degrees lie in? It doesn't. 0 degrees is on an axis. It's on the positive x-axis. What about 90 degrees? It's not in a quadrant. It's on the positive y-axis. What about 180 degrees? Not in a quadrant. It's on the negative x-axis. We've already discussed 270. Let's look at 360. 360 would be one full rotation, and it's also the positive x-axis. So the final term I want you to learn today is something called quadrantal angles. You have a quadrantal angle when the terminal side of the angle is on an axis. So 30 degrees, its terminal side is inside a quadrant. Therefore, it's not considered quadrantal. 120's terminal side is in a quadrant. Therefore, it is not considered quadrantal. But any angle whose terminal side is on the x-axis or the y-axis would be considered a quadrantal angle. I appreciate you taking the time to watch all 3 of these videos. Remember that it's important that you know the definitions or can describe for me all of the new terms that you've learned, and that you can draw all of the new terms that we've learned. Thanks, ladies.